Hello students, welcome to my previous year question discussion of 2023. The next short question was mitochondrial bottleneck. Mitochondria, all of we know that mitochondria is a very important cellular organelles of our body, and a little amount of DNA is present in mitochondria, which is called mitochondrial DNA. So now the question is, what is mitochondrial bottleneck? In this question, the question carry only 2 marks, but I am giving you information in little bit detail. Okay. So what is mitochondrial bottleneck? It is a process that limits the amount of mitochondrial DNA passed on from one generation to the next. This process can lead to a variation in the amount of mutated mitochondrial DNA in offspring. So all of we know that mitochondria contains some DNA and it's known as mitochondrial DNA. And mitochondrial bottleneck, this is a process that limits the amount of this mitochondrial DNA passed on from one generation to the next. And for this process can lead this process can lead to a variation in the amount of mutated mitochondrial DNA in offspring. Means in next generation, it limits the mutated mitochondrial DNA passed in next generation. Okay, how it happens? During oocyte production, only a certain number of mitochondrial DNA molecules are passed into each oocyte. Okay, this process can lead to a random shift in the amount of mutated mitochondrial DNA between generation. The bottleneck can occur during embryonic development or postnatal folliculogenesis. And what it can cause? The bottleneck can cause a variation in the severity of disease in offspring. And this variation is because the bottleneck can lead to a variation in the amount of mutated mitochondrial DNA in offspring. And other factors are the bottleneck can be affected by environmental influences. And the bottleneck can be affected by the selection for or against specific alleles. Okay. And the bottleneck can be affected by the proliferation of progenitor cells. So, this is in detail all about mitochondrial bottleneck. If you can get questions from this part, while it carrying 2 marks, write it very few. And if detail, adjust it along with your question paper marks allotted. So students, stay tuned for next session.